Okay, so question 3 is a little bit more involved. I quite like question 3 because it's using all 3 rules that we're used to. Can I have a bit quiet, please? Okay, so this one's quite nice because it's reusing all the rules that we've gone through. And I think we looked at a very similar question to this on Friday. So we're told that the area of triangle PQR, that's a top triangle, is equal to 36 centimeters squared. Okay? So we've got to somehow use that to get what we're after. We're after x, this angle down here. Have we got any suggestions?
Use the formula of the area.
Good. So what's the formula for an area of a non-right angle triangle?
1/2 AB multiply cos.
Good. Sine. Sine C. Excellent. Okay. And that's for a non-right angle triangle like this, right? So this is C, this will be A, and this will be B. Okay. So it's like two sides and the angle between them. So how can we use that to get what we need in the top triangle?
Put what we know there.
Okay. So what do we know?
Degree 20.
Good. So we've got a degree of 20. Is that going to help us here?
Yeah, it's a sine 20.
Yeah, good. So we can use sine 20. We've got that side. So what other side do we need to work with the area?
X.
Well, this one, right? Yeah, PR. You've got the angle and then two sides each side of the angle. So we've got this one. We've got that angle, which means we also need that side there. Like, have a look how the sine rule using the area of a triangle works. You need the angle and then two sides each side of it. So it's like the two sides are sandwiching the angle. Do you see that?
Use 9, yeah?
Yeah, so the 9, and we want this side here.
And equal 36.
Exactly. So, okay, let's work with that. So we know that the area is 36. That must be equal to half of that side times by the side which we want to find. I'm just going to call it question mark. Okay? I'm going to call it question mark. You can give it a letter if you want. So times by something times by the sine of 20. That must be true. Okay? So, okay, how can we rearrange this thing to find what we're after, to find that question mark there?
Put everything to the side.
Exactly. So what we're going to do first?
36 divided by 2. No, divide it, multiply by 2.
Multiply by 2. Good. Get rid of that half first, right? So times that by 2. So 72 must be equal to 9 times something times by the sine of 20. Good. Then what can we do with this? Okay, divide by 9. So what's 72 divided by 9? 8. Yeah. Must be equal to something times by the sine of 20. And if we want to get rid of that, if we want to find that something, how can we find that? Yeah, good. How?
We need to know to find the sine 20 and divide it by.
Don't need to use sine inverse in this case because you're not trying to find the angle. Okay, just trying to find the question mark. Good. So you divide by sine 20. You happy? So question mark must be equal to 8 divided by the sine 20. Boys, can I just have a bit quiet, please? Does anybody start that in a calculator to see what it comes out as?
0.34.
Really?
Oh.
8 divided by sine of 20.
Sine 20.
Yeah. 23.4. Okay. So we've now found this side here. So I can rub that question mark out. I'm going to put 23.4 there. Okay, I think we're a step closer to finding what x is. How can we do this? Good, it's the cosine rule, right? Because if you have a look at triangle PRS, the only thing that we don't have in that triangle is that angle, the thing which we're after. We've got all the other sides, haven't got matching pairs going on, so it must be the cosine rule. You happy? Okay. Now, what version of the cosine rule am I going to use?
Where we know just the sides here. It's
What version of the cosine rule am I going to use? Sorry? We can use the reverse one. So cos A equals, what would it be? B squared plus C squared.
minus A squared divided by 2BC.
Excellent. Okay? And then we just stick the relevant thing in. So if that's capital A, that must be little a, and that's B and C. All right? Okay? So if I stick the relevant thing in the right place, then I've got cos of x must be equal to b squared, which is 10 squared, plus c squared, which is 12 squared, minus a squared, which is 23.4 squared, we just found that, all divided by 2 times b times c, so 2 times 10 times 12. Okay? And then, of course, you can take the cos inverse of that to find what x is. Okay? So what would x be? Has anybody stuck that in a calculator and found it?
Why we using the not 49? The first
It's 59 over no 59.33.
59.33
Yeah.
degrees. Okay, good. Now, Rashad, you just asked a fantastic question. Why have we not made use of that for? Why have we not made use of that for? Now, in this case, we didn't have to use that for, but an equally valid way of doing this would have been to say, okay, I could use the sine rule to find that angle there. Okay, so I know that the relationship between that angle must be the same as that side and that angle. Okay, and then you can use that to find whatever this is. Okay, so you could have used the sine rule again. Okay, so I kind of put that in there as a little red herring to kind of put you off a little bit.
Yeah, we know here we can use this.
Yeah, good. But anyway, that's your final answer, 59.33.